I have clearly defined the roles and responsibilities for my HR and admin people. But I don't know how to measure their performance effectively. I'm not sure how to set performance metrics for this kind of a function. मैं क्या करूं? Hi business owners. This is your business coach Nalin Mehta. Welcome to my talk series Kya Karoon, specially recorded for you. I have made a number of videos on how to set KPIs for different functions. In this video, I have covered HR and admin departments. Needless to say, setting the right performance matrix is crucial for evaluating effectiveness, ensuring accountability, driving continuous improvements, and there are some challenges on setting up KPIs for HR and admin, which are support functions. Here is my guideline for doing the same. Step 1. Please align the matrix with the organizational goals for the next year or next 1 or 2 years. For example, if your goal is to enhance employee engagement, you have to set metrics that reflect this objective. A client of mine is setting up a new plant in a different city. So recruitment is the most important objective for him this year. Ensuring alignment with business goals will keep your team focused on your top priorities. Step 2. Define specific measurable metrics. I've said it before, maybe it's needless to say, but I think it's worth saying again. Performance metrics should be specific and measurable. Let me give you an example. Instead of setting a vague goal like improve employee satisfaction, set a specific metric such as increase employee satisfaction score by 10%. And you can give a timeline within this year. Specific metrics provide clear targets and make it easier to track progress. Now let me give you a few points to set metrics for key HR functions. We can break them down into 3 or 4 issues. One of them, recruitment. Measure the efficiency and effectiveness of your recruitment process. Metric could include time taken to hire. For example, you could set a target that time to hire should not be more than 60 days. Another KPI could be cost per hire. See, it's become very expensive to look for the right guy. Sometimes you have to use intermediaries and pay for them. So if you are hiring a lot of people, the cost of hiring can be a very crucial factor. So you could then set up a target saying that cost per hire should be reduced from, let's say, X amount to X minus so and so amount. In today's competitive world, employee engagement has become very important. In fact, you should make sure that through some kind of a survey, you track employee engagement on a regular basis. So the matrix for your HR could be, please measure employee satisfaction once a year. Make sure that satisfaction improves by a certain percentage, which should result in reduction in your turnover rate. You should not be losing employees. So you could even give a target that we should lose less number of employees in the current year. So these are the kind of MOPs and KPIs you can give for HR. There is one more important aspect of HR, which is doing performance management. You see, we do set goals and targets for every department. I have actually made videos to set KPIs for every department. So HR needs to put a process to do mid-year and end-year review for performance management. In fact, this is what you have to use for your increments, promotions, bonuses, etc. So you could set the target for HR to do 100% completion of mid-year and annual performance reviews within a schedule in the year to come. Another important HR target could be related to training and development. Evaluate the impact of training programs. Metrics could include training completion rate, improvement in skill post-training, and even employee feedback on training sessions. For example, achieve 95% training completion rate in this financial year. Now let's go to admin function. Sometimes it is even more difficult to set targets for admin function. Some of those targets can be related to administrative efficiency. Measure the efficiency of various administrative processes. For instance, turnaround time for administrative tasks, error rates in documentation, utilization rate of administrative resources, management of transportation, management of travel cost, management of hotel cost. You could even have, if you are measuring, a KPI related to reducing the turnaround time for administrative tasks, let's say by 15%. Administration also has to manage facilities. You can set targets for facility management. Metrics could include response time for maintenance requests, satisfaction with office facilities from the employees. Compliance with safety regulations could be very important in certain setups. So you could say, for example, achieve 100% compliance for all safety regulations. Administrative costs are rising, and in competition you have to control them. So cost management could be another KPI for administration. The KPI could be monitor the cost effectively and reduce the cost by say 10%. Or it could be ensure that there is 100% adherence to administrative cost, maintenance cost, travel cost, building cost, etc. Of course, the next step in any KPI is to ensure that you communicate these KPIs very effectively to all employees. So, metrics could include response time to internal queries, accuracy of information dissemination, and employee feedback on communication, because these are important jobs from administrative and HR people. For example, achieve 90% accuracy in internal communication. The next step is regularly review and update the matrix. See, performance matrix cannot be stagnant. They have to be regularly reviewed, and you have to update them to reflect any changes in business needs. For instance, if you have added facilities in a different city, town, this will put new pressures and new demands on HR and administration, and therefore you will have to regularly review and update these metrics. So please make sure that at appropriate intervals you update them. Last but not least, ensure that your team understands what are you measuring them on. So you have to devote time and effort to make sure that you have communicated the targets, they have understood the targets, and you have set up a process to regularly update the performance and review the performance. And in this process, you also have to encourage open discussions about various challenges and solutions that your team may face. If you have the right kind of KPIs, then and only then you can foster a culture of continuous improvement. And needless to say, you do have to encourage this culture of continuous improvement. Use the performance matrix for identifying the areas which need improvement or which need additional support from you. Celebrate the successes, and please make sure that as a business owner, you address all the gaps promptly. To summarize, defining performance metrics for your HR and admin department is a bit of a challenge. It does involve aligning metrics with organizational goals. It involves setting specific and measurable metrics, and I have explained you how to do that. And it involves regularly reviewing and updating those metrics, clearly communicating them to all the people so that you can foster a culture of continuous improvement. By following these steps, you can create a more efficient and productive HR and admin environment. I hope This Kya Karu video helps you in setting up effective performance matrix for support departments like HR and admin, and it will lead to improved performance and business success. Thank you very much.